Good morning, everyone, and welcome to your weekly dose of sunshine with Sami Vecchiolla. Hi, everybody. I am super excited because today I have a very special guest who always brings a smile to my face. He is one of the best storytellers that I know. We met through Toastmasters, which is, I know you've heard a few of my Toastmaster friends, but he is one of my favorites. And he also had the pleasure of working with me through a real estate transaction. So I'm excited to bring on Rafael Quintero. Come on in.
Good morning. Good morning, Sammy.
How are you?
I'm doing very well, ready for my dose of sunshine.
I'm so excited you're here. So tell everyone a little bit about yourself.
My name is Rafael Quintero. I'm sure you can tell from my strong Spanish accent that I was born in New York. How you doing? My parents were both born on the island of Puerto Rico, and I was born in Harlem, specifically the projects, five buildings, 21 stories each. Harlem is where I met my wife, who actually next month we're celebrating our 25th wedding anniversary. We have two children, but we're empty nesters. Woo! And both of them have their own families. They blessed us with two grandchildren. We have a grandson and a granddaughter. And we moved from Harlem to Westchester County, which is where I met you. And my entire time as a career was with Verizon. It was New York Telephone, 9X, Bell Atlantic, Verizon, and I had the great fortune of retiring last year after 30 years at the prime age of 49. So now I'm in Charlotte, North Carolina. Hello from the Queen City.
Well, we're so happy you're here to join us. My mom is happy to say good morning. I'm sure she misses you probably the most because you guys shared the same Toastmasters group. So I know we met through Toastmasters, and one of my favorite things about you is that you are such a captivating storyteller. I've actually competed against you, and you're just one of those people that once your name's in the ring, that's it. You're the winner because you are so good at storytelling. I think my favorite speech of yours was the 5 Puerto Rican sisters.
Yes,
That
yes,
was
that seems to be a good one. When I prepare my speeches, I never write them out. I have to use bullet points to create cues. And what that does is that it allows me to shoot from the hip and make it sound more natural, like real time. This way, it's not prepared and it sounds more conversational. And every time I do the same speech, it may sound a little different. So I just think that's what makes it more natural. And it doesn't add the pressure of having to memorize this long thing. Just remember these bullet points, these cues, and I'm good to go.
I think that makes for really good speakers. And I know Toastmasters has definitely helped me with crafting my impromptu speaking. I pretty much had prepared speaking down to a science of off the cuff, which is exactly what you were just saying. I don't even do bullet points. I kind of just keep talking and eventually it sounds good. But I think, the way you create such a story, you always have humor in the right spots. You're just like such a captivating speaker. We never know what's going to come next. And that's what I love about your stories. So, can you tell us a little bit about what inspires you most?
Family. Family is at the heart of everything I do. When I was a technician, I just had to get up every day, no matter how late I was out the night before, every morning, 7 or 4, climbing up a telephone pole, going down a manhole, rain, sleet, snow, sunshine, like a mailman. Whatever I had to do, I wore dirty shirts and jeans and boots every day until I went into management. But I did what I had to do just to make sure my family had everything they needed. I wasn't the person who gave you everything you wanted. That the kids went to my wife for, went to go see your mother. But if they needed anything, no questions asked, no nothing, let's get it. I was very big on, you want Air Jordans? Your report card says Air Pippins. That's what you're getting. So, but it's now that we were empty nesters, it felt kind of like a relief. We're able to take care of ourselves, but now the grandkids are here, and now that's inspiring for me. Looking at my daughter and my son and seeing the type of parents that they've become, family members that they've become, and wanting to leave a legacy to our grandkids now, that's inspiring me now to just keep going. I can't stay home. I got to find something to do so I can leave the grandkids something.
I love that. And have you been able to go up and visit them?
We went to visit our granddaughter, who actually lives in North Carolina as well, but they're in Kitty Hawk, which is 6 hours away. Who knew this state was that big? But we went to visit her in July when my wife was off, and went to the beach, hung out with them. We were a little nervous because of COVID concerns and not wanting to get the baby sick. My wife and I, thank the good Lord, haven't had any symptoms, but the downside of that means that because we haven't had any symptoms, we haven't been tested.
Right.
We just don't know if we're asymptomatic or any of those things, but we had to see her. She'll be a year old in December. I'm December 8th. She's December 18th. Love that child. And my grandson, who's still in New York, will be 3 on Monday.
Oh.
So I miss him, and I haven't seen him face to face since we went up for Christmas, New Year's. But we get to see him on FaceTime and chat with him and watch him read stories to his dog. It's great.
Wow, that's so cute. That is so cute. Look, my mom is even pressuring me. Maybe I will use them.
That's right, Elena.
Maybe you can wait.
I love her and your dad. Great people.
I know they really are. I lucked out on the parent lottery. But I love the like the values that you've taught your children, that, not just you get what you want because you want it, but you have to earn it. And that's really great. And I love that. Do you have any quotes that you live by?
Yes. I vary quotes depending on what hits me at the time in my life. And the one that I really clung on to recently, there's a rapper called KRS-One, for all you old school hip hop heads, Boogie Down Productions. Love him. He's probably my favorite rapper of all time. He has a quote that says, "Your value is not determined by what you have. Your value is determined by how you function without." In other words, your house, your clothes, your jewelry, your cars, that doesn't determine your value. Your intrinsic value, your inner self, what you bring to the table, how you motivate, how you treat people, that determines your value. Take away all of these other superficial things, they mean nothing. What you yourself can bring to the table, that determines your value. And that's how I want to live. I want to make sure that I add something to everyone I touch. And it's not by giving money or buying stuff. No, it's, did I leave an impression on you? Did I make you smile, laugh?
You definitely did that with me. I appreciate you for that. You were honestly, not only a great friend and great Toastmaster colleague, but you were also a really great client. And I have to say, if I could idolize my ideal client, it would be you, because you and Andrea were, anything I told you that we needed to do, you were just like, yep, absolutely. And, you knew I wasn't coming from a place of, you have to do this, you have to do that. You understood that I was just like, hey, like, this could make you more money if you do it this way. You don't have to, but this is my professional opinion. And you were just like, absolutely. And if I could bottle you up and make 18,000 more of you, I would be the happiest person in the world. You are a wonderful person and an inspiring person, and you definitely leave a legacy behind you. I know up here in New York, we miss you a lot, and we wish you didn't go anywhere, but it's okay.
Well,
it was actually the saddest sales I ever had, because I never really like to leave my clients, especially when you're selling your home and moving away. I never really liked that, but with you, it was like especially hard.
Well, you are a professional, and I gotta say that it was easy for us to be clients because you just handled everything. We had so many questions, so many concerns, and before we got most of them out, you were already knocking them down. And I'm like, oh, okay. There were things that I wanted to do to the house, and very diplomatically, you said, well, before you start doing these things, how about I come over and you let me know what your vision is and what you want to do? And as I'm going down the list, I want to do this. Nope, we don't need that. I want to do this. We only need for you to do this and this. Okay. And this, nope, we'll get rid of that. This, yes, you need to do that. You just made it so simple. Took a lot of stress. We were moving from New York to North Carolina, trying to have to shift everything, move everything, and then come back to get the house. You just took so much pressure and stress off of us that it made it easy. That's why anyone looking to sell or buy, you need to roll with Sami. I'm telling you, that was a perfect, perfect, perfect sale. Love it.
Well, you are a perfect client as well, and I appreciate you for saying all those kind things, and I will pay you later. But but you really are a good person, and I think, just the fact that you were saying that you want to leave a legacy of being a good person, and anybody that you impact to put a smile on your face, you are doing that. You are living your truth, and I appreciate you for that. And I just want to acknowledge that because that is so important. And if there was only more people like you in the world, we'd be in a much different place. Everyone should be trying to make somebody smile. And that's what I'm trying to do here with Dose of Sunshine.
Thank you. Thank you. I try.
You don't try, you do, and you're very good at it. So, are you up to anything special that you want to tell us about?
Well, after a year and a half of retirement, I've started looking for work again and dealing with some things in my wheelhouse. I actually have a good opportunity coming up with the city of Charlotte, county of Mecklenburg, managing their public safety communications network. I don't want to talk too much about it, but it's in the works. I want to make sure I have it. The only things left are my polygraph and my background check, and I've said 7 rosaries trying to ensure that I pass those. Hopefully they don't go back too far. But the only concern is, to be honest, if you Google my name, I don't know if you watch Narcos on Netflix, I have the same exact name as the Mexican drug lord that created the strand of marijuana called Sin Semilla.
No.
He is still on the run, except he's 65. He's also 6'2" and a multimillionaire. But he's one of the people. Another person is known to be or claimed to have been one of the JFK shooters. He was a CIA asset. He was a Cuban revolutionary, anti-Castro guy. But luckily for me, he died last year in Maryland in a nice house stateside, paid for probably by the government. But so my name comes up a lot. And I had a meeting here in Charlotte, trying to start a club at a government contractor facility. They wanted me to come in and do a speech. The security people called me up and told me that I was not going to be allowed in because my name came back as do not allow to enter. So those were some concerns, and that made me a little nervous. But I mentioned that to the hiring director, and she said, no worries, we go in a little more in depth, fingerprints, social, everything. So they'll be able to weed me out. But there are 75 people in the United States that have the same name, Rafael Quintero.
Oh my goodness, that's pretty crazy. My maiden name, a lot more. There were 9 realtors that were Samantha Rodriguez.
Wow.
So it was quite a few. I mean, Rodriguez is one of the more common Hispanic last names, and Samantha is not really that common of a name, but I guess the combination is. So I had quite a few people myself. I'm very happy to be a Vecchiolla. There are not very many of us walking around, so it definitely differentiates myself from the Rodriguez's. But I miss my old last name. So how can people connect with you if they wanted to get in touch with you?
Well, I'm on LinkedIn. I'm on Facebook. On LinkedIn, because of what I just mentioned, I'm not just Rafael Quintero. I'm Rafael J. Quintero. I had to add my middle initial to try and distinguish myself from the criminals and threatening people. So you can reach me that way. Also, I'm starting an angel investing real estate deal, trying to, during this time, this pandemic, people are having challenges with keeping their homes, paying their taxes, property taxes, and the counties need their money. The services need to be done. Teachers need to get paid. Police officers, fire department, roads, all of that stuff needs to be cared for. So if I can help people by paying their taxes off, gives the owner some more time. If he or she defaults and we foreclose, then I try to get them to stay in their house, to keep their home without them losing any money. And the plan, the model is to actually get them their home back for less than what they owed the mortgage company. So if there's any bankers out there, the only losers here are the banks. So if the county wins, I win, and the homeowner wins, then that's a great deal. So for any of that stuff and any of my real estate ventures, you can check me out at and-propertygroup.com, and that's ANDASH, and that's just because I'm a genius. And is for Andrew, my son. Ash is for Ashley, my daughter. So and-propertygroup.com.
I love that. That's beautiful. You're going to be very busy coming up. So
Yes.
Get your roller skates on. You're going to need them. You're going to be dealing with a lot of properties. I think they are going to start, you're going to start seeing more foreclosures coming about by the end of the year. So
Yes.
Tough situation, but if you can create a no-lose situation for those homeowners, that is fabulous.
And just want to add, for any of you realtors out there, my profit margin is expanded because I get my inventory without you, but anything that I get and I release, I will always go through a realtor. And if I'm in New York, I'm always going through Sami. Trust me.
Thank you for saying that. And you know what? I think that is wonderful. And you are a great client to work for. So anyone down in North Carolina or wherever you buy those houses, they're very lucky to work with you. And I'm jealous because I miss you. But with that, do you have any final words you want to share with the audience?
No, it's Friday. Enjoy the weekend. Don't watch any news. Enjoy some music. It's Old School Friday, whether you like hip hop, R&B, soul, rock, metal, whatever. Find a classic song and make that your theme for today. My old school song of the day is Diana Ross's The Boss. I love that song, great song, and that just keeps me motivated for the day and leads me into a wonderful weekend. Touch somebody's life.
That's beautiful. I love that. Thank you, Rafael. I appreciate you coming on here, and we will see you next week. Tune in on Fridays at 9:30 a.m.
Thank you, Sam.